international shipping is handled inside of M.O.M. So this is not with the improved use of the international shipping model. This is today. And we're doing this just to really drive home the improvements that we've been making. So as you can see in this workflow, much of it occurs outside of M.O.M. It is repetitive. And when you look at any process, if it's not designed within the application, your primary application, in this case, M.O.M, it is not as beneficial to you as it could be. And if you're having to constantly go to outside applications and to either export or import information, those are steps that you really don't need to take. And you can look at the information here, the whole processes, and you can continue to loading the rest of the slide. The documents you have to produce, the labels that you have to produce. Our goal in introducing international shipping was to really streamline this process, to go from this segmented multi-step workflow into something that makes a lot more sense for your team, especially during the busy season. All right. Now, and just to highlight the kinds of things we were talking about, as we look at it, I mentioned all the different pieces to this: the customs declarations, the commercial invoices, the shipping label. In current state, before using the Shippo International module, all of that is done outside of M.O.M. It places an extra burden on your warehouse people and your end-of-line fulfillment people at a time when they really don't have the opportunity, or you really prefer them not to manage this. It also delays the shipping information notifications. That isn't as automatic as it is with the current Shippo modules and with this new international modules. So if you just think back to what I mentioned a few minutes ago, if you put yourself in a position where you might miss sending a shipping confirmation or tracking information to a customer, that does you no good at all. So we wanted to take all these steps and to move them not from processes that exist outside of M.O.M, but into M.O.M. Okay. So the new process, and it's the exact opposite really of the previous slide. It is a streamlined workflow. You can complete all those declarations, item declarations, custom declarations, commercial invoices within M.O.M. And of course, the shipping label is printed in M.O.M as with the normal Shippo process. You also have all that information once the label is printed, making it easier to confirm shipments, as you can currently enjoy with all the other existing Shippo modules. So this represents a real pivot point for our customers, bringing the whole international process into Shippo, into M.O.M, and taking all those manual steps out of the process. And really, it's hard to quantify the amount of time you're going to save here. We're not inside of your operation. We do know, and you know too, that you will save time. It's less training for your shipping personnel. You don't have to go through all these external steps. So there's really nothing to forget. The whole process occurs within M.O.M, and we'll show that to you in just a minute. And it automates that process of the shipping notification, making it much easier for your customers to stay in touch with what you're doing. You're informing them, they appreciate it, and it's less calls into your customer service team. So a much better solution. Okay. I'd like to hand it off now to John to be able to show you exactly how the Shippo International module works. So John?
Okay. For this demonstration, we'll go over some of the setup that's required for the international shipping. We'll go over specifically shipping method setup, product setup, and go through the workflows that are available to you in M.O.M. As they mentioned before, we should review your configurations to make sure that they're tailored for your busy season. Again, for the international shipping, we're going to set up a shipping method. Here I've set up a user-defined shipping method with zones set up for the international or the countries that I'm servicing, as well as a rate table to generate charges for shipping. Next, we need to confirm our configuration for the Shippo integration. We can do that by going to maintain, shipping information, shipping service. Here we're already enabled Shippo. I've set up the API tokens as well as other key points to make the connection seamless. We also encourage our users, every system update, we We release new features, however, they're usually opt-in. So every season, every busy season, it's a great time to actually come here and review and check to see if there's any configurations that you need to better suit your workflows. Everything here is set for me. And finally, in the mapping, the mapping tab, we're going to create a mapping for our international shipping method. Here, the best way method that I've created before is mapped to a M.O.M smart shipping, which is cheapest way. This will gather service levels for the shipment, and it'll sort them in ascending order. Another configuration we should take a look at before the busy season is our order processing design. You can do that by going to Maintain, System Information, Global Parameters, and going to the Order Processing Design tab. Here in the Order Processing Design, we can designate which of the stages can be in what place. For this part of the demonstration, I'm going to leave everything in batch order processing. For the product setup, specifically for international shipping, in the miscellaneous tab of the stock item screen, we have new fields here for customs declarations. Filling in this information ahead of time will save a lot. Will save time every time you're doing an international shipment. The information you enter here will be automatically populated onto customs declarations, but you can have the option of changing them at any time. So I have, for this product, set up my customs declarations, and let's continue. Let's now enter an order for an international customer. Here we have a customer who is in Italy. Let's place an order for her. Let's place the item onto the order. Note here there's some new fields, some new statuses and new buttons specifically for international shipping. There's a customs declaration status here, which is stating incomplete. We also have buttons to enter the customs declaration and items declaration. Let's complete the customs declarations. Here, I'm going to make a selection in the exemptions and exclusion legend, which is required for some international shipments. We'll save this customs declarations. We can see that the customs declaration is now ready to upload. Let's review the items level declarations. You can see here that the information from the stock item maintenance screen has been auto-populated into the item level customs declaration. Everything's set here, so we'll save. We'll close here. Going back to the order total tab, we'll note that the order is now ready to pack. This means that the customs declaration is complete. You can see that here by going back to the modifying packaging tab and reviewing here that the customs declaration status is okay. This means that we have completed and successfully submitted the customs declarations electronically. No paperwork needed. At this point, we're ready to request rates that are eligible for the international shipment. And here we have a USPS and a UPS service levels that are eligible to ship to Italy. Let's pick this UPS one. We can now save the order and let the order be processed in batch order processing. We could do that here by going to batch order processing. We have another order in this set, so let's just isolate our one order. And process. Okay, we can view the package slip, and here we have a sample international UPS label. We can print that. Confirm that the packing slips are printed. And note here that for UPS shipping to Italy, commercial invoices are required. Typically, you need 3 copies of the commercial invoice. However, they may vary between carriers. So you print the correct number that you need for the particular carrier. You can do that by here, the system print dialog. We can confirm that the Shippo commercial invoices were printed. And here we have a shipment summary reviewing that our order is ready to ship. It is going to Italy, and it's being shipped by UPS, expedited. Some additional invoicing paperwork. And now that order has successfully completed order processing. Let's review that order. Here we can see that the order is all merchandise shipped. If we go to the packaging tab, we can see that a tracking number has been assigned to the shipment. We can review the label and review any commercial invoices attached to the shipment. Okay, let's place another order, but let's process it through Packer's Workstation. In Packer's Workstation, there are more checkpoints to ensure the accuracy of the shipment going out to your customers. This is especially important for international shipping. First, let's set up the system to make sure that the orders will flow through Packer's Workstation. Again, in the order processing design, you can choose which stages go to which workflow. In this case, we're going to set packing slips and box label COD tags to be processed through Packer's Workstation. New in MOM 12, we are monitoring any high-level system changes. We can review these system changes at any time, but let's confirm the system changes here. And now we can enter another order for another international customer. Place a new order. Let's add the item onto the order. Place a payment method and the shipping method of our choice. I will now just print out the pick ticket so we can assign it in the next step. A new feature that we added to optimize workflow is to access Warehouse Manager Station by highlighting the Packer's Workstation button and right-clicking. We can see here that we've accessed the Warehouse Manager Station without having to go through the menus. We also see that there's a new state that we have orders that needs customs declaration. I'm going to create a new batch and assign the order to myself. We can then enter Packer's Workstation by highlighting the same button and left-clicking. We're now on the Packer's Workstation screen. Let's click Scan and Pack to review our shipment. Here in the Scan and Pack screen, we're presented with a lot more information about the shipment. Note here that we also have the customs declaration status. It is currently incomplete. Let's complete the customs declaration. Also note that this is for international shipments. There are visual cues stating that it's an international shipment by this icon here and the background behind the shipping address. But again, let's complete the customs declarations. Again, I'm going to make an election here in the exemptions and exclusion legend required for some shipments. And we'll note that the customs declaration is now set to ready to upload. We can also review the items declaration here. Again, this information has been pre-populated since we filled it in the stock item screen. We're now ready to rate shop to get a service for this shipment. Here I'm going to pick Priority Mail International. This order is ready to be processed. We'll print the packing slip. In reviewing the packing slip, we'll see that a sample USPS International label has been generated. Let's print the packing slip. Note here that the box label's all button is still illuminated. That means there's some additional paperwork required for this shipment. Let's press this button. And reviewing this output here, you can see that we have a customs declaration page, as well as some dispatch notes that are required for this shipment. Let's print those. This order is now ready to ship. We can review that order and see that information has been added to shipment. That are shipment. Here we have multiple pieces that need to be that are attached to the shipment, so we can click the next and previous buttons to review these labels. That concludes the demonstration for shipping internationally within M.O.M via Shippo.
Thanks, John. If you're interested in purchasing the international shipping module via Shippo, please reach out to our sales team at sales@freestyleSolutions.com. Again, thank you for joining us today. Have a nice day.